Hey folks, hope everyone's doing well. Um, yeah, this is the first time we've done this, so you're gonna have to give me a little bit to get things kind of set up, and first time I've done it at least. But we're gonna do a little hacking today. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, let's see. First things first, I wanted to throw up a tweet, I think, just to say that we're doing this thing and that people can find us. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll share my screen and we can do, something more fun. All right, cool. Okay, so let me share my screen and we can go through some of the things we want to hack on today. So got a couple of weird things happening. The first one is we'll talk about this one first. This is the Terraform provider. So if folks aren't aware, we've got a new Terraform provider for Talos that handles all of the like config patching and machine configuration stuff that you're used to if you're doing a Talos CTL gin config and apply config and all that stuff. So we have Terraform provider for that now, and it actually then generates a Pulumi provider as well. So we have both of those that you can consume. But I was chatting a little bit in the Kubernetes at home Discord over the past couple days, and Laser Streams here said he had a few nodes created, and he was trying to make use of kind of our basic example here, and it was not doing what he thought it would expect, or he was expecting it to do. So yeah, we're gonna dust that off and see what's up with it, and maybe move that basic example over to our contrib. We have a contrib repo as well. Let me close some of this stuff, man. I got emails open. We have a contrib repo that has a bunch of examples on like Vultr and AWS and Equinix Metal. So we may move this kind of basic pre-existing Talos nodes example out there. The other thing that we've got going on is, let me open this up over here first so I can see kind of what this thread looks like and make sure I can show you everything. Let's see here. So in DigitalOcean, our CEO Steve was playing around in DigitalOcean yesterday and created a cluster there and was getting some weird behavior because there's like a 10.x IP that's getting attached to the nodes that we couldn't quite figure out what was happening, like where that was coming from. It wasn't in the DigitalOcean UI. It wasn't mentioned anywhere. So it may be the kind of thing, what I'm thinking it is it's like, some management network or something like that that they attach to the VMs that most most DigitalOcean nodes are basically ignoring, whether it's in metadata or what. So what I want to do is spin it up an Ubuntu server there, query the metadata in DigitalOcean, see what that gets me back around networking, and see if we can add in. Hopefully, it'll give us enough to ignore this this network that we don't want because it's breaking Talos. It's breaking the Kubernetes cluster. Yeah, we got a couple things to hack on today, and yeah, we'll talk through it. Let me lower my desk and sit down. All right. And feel free to ping me in the chat if something's not big enough or whatever. I've got some music going too. I've got it really quiet on my side, but hopefully you guys can hear a little bit of background noise and it's not just me breathing. So yeah, let's see what we got. Okay, so if we want to tackle this Terraform thing first, he's got a bare metal setup. He's got a couple of nodes that I think he's just booted the Talos ISO on. And he's trying to use this basic example. So let's take a look at this thing and see what it looks like. Let's see, there's some variables here. What we got? Cluster name, cluster endpoint, that's all fine. Map of node data. Okay, so yeah, just some IPs and install disks for the nodes themselves. Yeah, okay, so what I'm thinking we'll do then is I'm just gonna boot, I think, a couple of VMs locally. Yeah, we'll use the ISO and VirtualBox just to kind of make this easy on ourselves. And we'll see if we can pull this down and use it and figure out what's wrong with it. So let's see. Talos. So I'm gonna go grab the latest ISO. And we have if folks haven't been out here before, we have a ton of assets for just about anywhere you want to run Talos. So go pull it down and have fun. Well, this is not even my first time doing this, apparently. Got some stuff I was hacking on for the Azure cloud provider yesterday, and I was having a really bad time. Let me get this stuff cleaned up. All right, so I'm gonna remove Talos AMD. God, yeah, we got some stuff out here, man. Let me get rid of that stuff. All right, now let's download the ISO. And then I'm gonna spin up a virtual box. I drop this guy. Let's say box 0. And this could certainly be a faster process, but we have what we have here today. 6. Get a little bit of RAM to play with. 8 gigs is fine. The other things I've noticed, or I've kind of gotten used to, and creating VirtualBox VMs for the stuff, I usually give it, a couple of CPUs to play with, and then the networking I usually set to bridge, so that it gets an IP on my local network. So let's see, we've got this guy. Okay, cool. Let's power that on and make sure. So what should happen when I boot an ISO is the ISO will boot and it will say, "Ooh, there's the reset. That's new." It'll say I don't have any way to know about any machine configuration, anything like that. So what will happen is you'll see kind of this output, which is probably tiny right now, but what it essentially says is, hey, I don't have a machine configuration. My IP is 192.168.1.50, and you should apply a config to me. And so yeah, we will then create I'm just going to do one worker and one control plane. I think we'll see how this goes. We may run into the provider not liking that, but we'll see. So, a couple CPUs. Same scenario on storage. Same scenario on networking. We'll start that up. So this is actually really new in like the 1.3.2 release of Talos. This reset Talos from Grub. So if you get yourself into a situation where you just want to blow away Talos, like whatever you've got installed, you can now boot the ISO and hit that in Grub, and it will. We have a kernel flag for this too, but it's using that under the hood. It will blow away your Talos install and kind of get it set up to be a fresh state, which is nice. Okay, so got those up, got this downloaded. Let's check out the provider, I guess. Even if I've forked it yet. All right. Nope. Terraform provider. And get remote. I know I need some aliases for this nonsense because it takes me way too long, but yeah, here we are. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've now got the provider code downloaded, and we'll start trying to use it. So if I go to examples, basic, I think. Actually, let me just open the whole thing in VS Code. That'll be easier. All right, so what do we got in here? We got a patch file, scheduling the control planes. That's cool. We've only got one, so that'll be fine. Install disks and host names, also cool. So what this will do, the way this provider works, I've used it in building out the contrib examples, but the way this works is essentially it creates some default machine secrets, like some CA certs and things like that. And then you kind of create a configuration, a machine config per node type, whether control plane or worker. So this is nice because it gives us, so you separate them by control plane and worker, and then kind of down here where we can apply the control plane config, that allows you to do things like config patching per kind of node type. So like what this is doing is it's pulling in that this config patch where we specify the install disk and the host name. And also I think it's specifying this, yeah, so it's also including this JSON patch for allowing scheduling on the control planes. And then like what you'll see down here in the workers is like, you know, we don't need to specify again that we're allowing scheduling on the control planes, but we do need to do the host name and install disk. So here's actually, this host name is incorrect. Seeing that already, that's cool. So not worker. We need to check that out. And so what this will do is it'll do under the hood. This is essentially a telesctl apply config, and it'll apply to each of these nodes that we specify, I think, in the variables, and we'll look at that in a sec. And then once it applies the configs, it will then go try to bootstrap against the first control plane node. So if you've never used Talos before, you apply a machine config, it still kind of doesn't come fully up, at least by it doesn't come fully up because, you know, we can have this case where we have like 3 control plane nodes and we haven't initialized SCD, and you can get into this whole split brain scenario really easy. And so what we do then is we also have a Talos bootstrap command, and that bootstrap command will take, in this case, we're taking the first control plane node and saying you are the bootstrap node, and what that will do is then it will bootstrap etcd, and then that machine will come online, and then the rest of them will be able to join it. So yeah, so that works out well. And then this resource here is just us getting our kube config out, and same goes for the Talos config up here. So that's pretty much everything to it. It's a really pretty basic example. So I'm wondering why it's not working. So let's find out. Okay, so VBox 0's IP is 192.168.1.50. Oops. Get out of here. 192.168.1.50. I'm not sure if it's dev SDA or not. And what we can do, and this is cool too, I can do a Talos CTL. So it's sitting in this maintenance mode right now. I'm not sure if this is, I hope folks can read this, and if not, please tell me. But when Talos is in maintenance mode, we do allow you to do a few different things, right? So we don't allow you to do too much, but in maintenance mode, you can query the disks. So I can actually see what the disk is named. And the way that you do that is -n 192.168.1.50, I think I picked. Same goes for the endpoint. And then I'm going to use insecure because it's sitting there in maintenance mode. It has no PKI, anything. It can't be secure. And let's see. I may have gotten the ordering wrong here. Yeah. I think insecure's got to come after disks, which is fun. Yeah. Okay. So on this box, this VBox 0, we've got an 8.6 gig hard disk. And yeah, it's dev SDA. So that's awesome. We don't have to mess with that. Let's see about our one worker. Is it going to complain at me about that? I'm going to get rid of that and see if, I don't know if Terraform, what is it, HCL, I think, minds if you have those or not, but we'll get rid of it anyway and see what happens. All right, so that's going to be dev SDA as well. I'm going to get rid of this host name because it should, if it's null, this was, I think, probably why Noel didn't hit this earlier. If it's null, it does give you, it generates one itself. So cool, we're going to do that. Yeah. All right, and I need to update the IP. So what the heck was that IP? VBox 1, 1.52. And then I'll also have to specify like cluster name and cluster endpoint, I think, when I go to run this, and we'll do that in just a second. Yeah, I think that's all I need. Okay, so let's see what happens. I'll go to examples, basic. You know, I'm gonna rework my layout here a little bit. It might be better if I do kind of side by side. Okay, so we're in our basic examples, and all we should have to do here, I think, we might have to terraform a net. Let's see what happens if I do that. Is it gonna complain? Main.tf, it didn't like that. Experiment. What? Okay. Line 3. Okay, so I think this is due to, seems like maybe Noel is using Terraform 0.12. it looks like, yeah, it looks like maybe we just don't need it. Um, Let's see what the latest Terraform version is, and we may just bump the required version and get rid of that. So it is a 1.3. Interesting. Okay, so what do? They go to from 0.12 to 1. How did that work? This is pretty old too. Sheesh, I'm confused now. It's easier to look at it from here. Yeah, okay, that's way old. Because it went from 15 to 1. Yeah, okay. Did we set a required version in our contribs? Let's see. So I'll try to match it up. So this is the contrib repo I was talking about, Sidero lab/contrib. And it's got a Terraform directory that has a bunch of nice examples that we've been building out over the past couple weeks. Hetzner Cloud, somebody added that from the community, which is awesome. Thank you. We got Vulture, Equinix Metal, and Vulture and Equinix Metal, we're now in the marketplaces for those. So it actually makes the Terraform really nice. It's super easy. It's like create a control plane, create a worker node, create a load balancer, and then go through this exact flow that we're doing now with the basic apply config, and that's it. It's super easy to use, which is nice. Versions.tf I think is what I want. Yeah, we don't specify that at all. And I'm going to specify, well, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this, I think. And we've also been trying, so one of the other things we've been trying to do, and I commented on this somewhere, so now I need to go find it again. Good grief. Is we're trying to match, yeah, this guide here. So this is what I'm looking for. There's this Terraform best practices guide, and it's got like a nice little code structure. And it basically says that you should have a versions.tf file for this like configuring of required providers and stuff. And so that's what we do have. Like if I go look at Vulture again, because I lost my place, but we have this variables.tf file. I'm sorry, not variables. Versions.tf that does specify these required providers and like, you know, does the configuring of providers. So all that's supposed to be in versions.tf according to this guide that we chose to standardize on. So I'm going to move that over there as well. So what I'm going to do is create a new file, versions.tf, and then I'm going to go scoop up all of this and pop it in here. And I think I am going to also match up, at least requiring the 0.1 release. Here. Okay. Now let's see if we can init. That was a long road just to get to that. Sweet. Okay. Cool. So that experimental thing you didn't like, I think mainly just because my version of Talos or Terraform is way newer than that. Yeah. Okay. So we've got. I think we're ready to roll. Let's see what happens. Terraform plan. So I'm going to call this VBox test. And oh, I'm sorry, that's cluster endpoint. That's not what I want. Let me see how cluster endpoints you used. Do I need to give it HTTPS and all that fun stuff? Endpoint. Yeah, it's just a straight variable. So I think. Yeah, I think I need to give it the HTTPS. So, I'm going to use, because I've only got a single control plane node, I can just use the IP of that one control plane node, and that can be my cluster endpoint. That'll work fine for me for now. If I was doing multiple control planes, I would need to think about a VIP setting. Talos has a VIP setting, and I would have to use an IP. Just kind of, I have got a little bank of IPs that don't get handed out by DHCP on my network, so I can still pick a 192 address, but I would need to define which one I wanted to use and then configure the VIP. But yeah, so we'll use this one for now. That'll be totally fine. If I can remember, can't remember anything today. 192, 168. Oh, good grief. 192, 168, 1.50, 6443. This should be, I think, correct, because this would be what I would pass to like Talos CTL gen config. And cluster name, I'm going to call it a VBox test. That doesn't like. Did I mess that up? What am I doing here? Doesn't like the workers, I think. Oh, you know what? This is kind of weird because it's looking okay. So yeah, we've got some bugs in here, I think. This might explain some of the funkiness we've been seeing. So when it goes through this, he's using like an each for each deal. He's going through control planes, but then he's looking for no data workers, which I think is wrong. I think that needs to be no data control planes, I think. But let's double check. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we had a little typo action there, a little copy paste error there, maybe. We'll do. Let's see. If I can remember how to use vars. It's been a little bit. Endpoint equals. Surround this. I don't want to type that a whole lot. Do multiple var flags. Sweet. Okay, cool. So yeah, we had a little typo there, a little copy paste error there. Happens. Yeah, so I think we're looking good here. Create a Talos config, create a kube config. It'll be bootstrapped. We'll apply the control plane config to 1.50, the worker to 1.52. Yeah, I think we're golden here. Okay, let's see what happens. Yes, let's do it. And then we'll open up our, see what these look like. So that's starting container D. I know these are probably small. I think scale mode might be what we want. Yeah, that's probably easier to see. So you can see it pulled down the installer, and it started partitioning disks and all the fun stuff, and then did a kexec, essentially. Oh god, I'm trapped. How do I get out of here? Okay, right control. Yeah, it starts partitioning disks, reboots, comes back up, and then I think it's good to go. Sick. All right. Now let me go find my notes on. We're gonna build out some readmes here too because I'm having to do too much back and forth. In Vulture, I know I've got an example of this. So there's a Terraform output that you can use to grab the kube config. Do that. I'm gonna just pop it right here and say this is VBox test KC. Let's cat that out. Make sure it looks right. It does indeed look like a qconfig. So if I say qctl qconfig used, that's not what we want to see. Is it just not up yet? It's uncoordinating things. What are we doing here? Maybe we're just not there yet. Like that. What I can do is get the little D message output, and we'll dive a little further. So to get I can do the same like Terraform output, right? And grab the Talos config. And I'm gonna call that TC, so that I can be really confused about it later on and probably use the wrong one. What I'll do is I'm gonna export environment variables, so I don't have to type this over and over again. I mean, applied manifests. Maybe it's just, I'm trying to figure out if it's just slow. Because I can see it supplying our static manifest and all that fun stuff. I don't see anything crazy in here. Oh, hold on. Why is that used? It's not using 6443. What happened? Did I set my var wrong? Oh god, I did. Come on, man. Okay. Huh. Alright. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is Terraform destroy, I think it is. Type. Oh, good grief. Let me just get this. Okay, let's get rid of that. So that's going to blow away everything on the Terraform side. Now that I did that, I'm glad I saved that Talos config. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset these nodes. You remember how to do that. I definitely don't want to be graceful about it. We're going to wipe things out here. Why did that say hard? I tried to type help. That's dangerous. That's just gonna crash this thing. And then I'm gonna do the same to 52. It's gonna shut them down too. Okay. Oh, I don't even have a. Oh man, I blew it. I think I should have done it the other way. I don't think I can hit. Yeah, I don't think I can get to this one through endpoints. Oh, maybe I can. Okay. All right. So that blew the disks away on those. I'm gonna start them back up. Should have chosen reboot as opposed to just stopping. And that's just gonna boot from the ISO again because there's nothing else on the disk. We wiped it out. And hopefully they'll get the same IPs and we can do it right next time. 5250. Yep. Cool. All right. Yeah. So let me screw this up again. 6443. I think that's gonna get us a better time. All right. So containerd starts, pulls the installer. Then it goes through the install process. It'll go through and normally it will kexec. Sometimes it'll reboot if it can't kexec for some reason. But yeah, it's hitting the kexec because it's really fast. And then new kernel comes up and all the things start happening. So I was looking for 6443 this time. That seems better, hopefully. Just go ahead and pull that cube config. Overwrite the old one. Applying static configs now. Yeah, I think we're probably just about there. Yeah, it's got to be getting close. Yeah, wait on nodes to join now. There we go. Sweet. All right. So, just gonna let those get ready, make sure everything's up and running. But if we got this far, we're pretty much good, I think. Yeah, there we go. We're starting to create containers now. We should be in business. It feels like, you know, when I do a pretty slimmed down node, it takes a little while to get all the containers pulled, especially in VMs, and get things extracted and whatnot. So, but I'm seeing API servers and schedulers coming up now, so I suspect the nodes are ready. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so what did we actually change? I'm going to get status. So we got Terraform lock. I don't think we want that Terraform file or the state backup. Yeah, we need to add. Okay, so we got some things to do here. So what I'm going to do is open up one of our contrib examples. So on our contrib examples, I know we're ignoring some of the stuff, and I wanted to figure out what it was. Terraform RC files, overrides. I thought we were doing. We got to be doing TF state files somewhere, and .terraform files, I think. Oh, yeah, I just up at the top. Okay. Local Terraform directories. Okay. This is some Packer stuff, I think, which we don't need to worry about. Pulumi stuff we don't need to worry about. We're just going to grab the Terraform bits. So we'll add those as well to our providers get ignore. That should clean things up a bit. Status. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna remove vbox test KC. Remove vbox test TC. Don't need those anymore either. It's time to shut this whole thing down, I think. And blow these away. That went better than expected. What I am going to do, I think, actually, before I get too far, I think I'm actually going to move this into contrib as a basic example. I think that probably makes more sense for this. So let's do that. feel like it makes more sense to have all of our examples in one spot. Basic. Let's see if it will let me. If this will work. Guess not. Oh no, it does. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So let's take this party over over to the contrib repo, I guess. Let's look at get status there. So yeah, basics all we got. That's perfect. And let's write a readme for it. I'm gonna mostly copy pasta from another one, I think. Basic Terraform example. Just can create a load balanced HA Talos cluster using local machines. You know, we're not load balanced. Well, no, this wouldn't be a load balanced HA cluster. We don't support, we do need to do, yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be an extension here. The basic example as we have it now just takes a control plane endpoint, but it wouldn't include the patches for VIP. So it wouldn't be a load balanced HA Talos cluster. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. I'll put that in the prereqs, I think. Pre-existing machines I've been booting with a Talos image or ISO without machine configuration such that these machines are sitting in maintenance mode. And then what you should do is from this directory issue Terraform init. That's true. And then creating a default cluster should be as simple as Terraform apply. That's true, but I'm wondering how you go about. I don't know how to do this in the CLI, like with the dash var. How would I override this whole node data? That seems... I'd like to give that as an example in usage, but oh well. No, we might have to. That's gonna bother me if we don't have the VIP ability in here. We might have to come back and make that happen. If desired sounds like too much, I'm gonna say optional. Is it, tell me I didn't get these wrong. Is it cluster endpoint? Yeah, okay, cool. We're gonna give this a comically long description there because it can be several things, but we got all right. Yeah. So one thing we do, I don't know if folks care really, but we do this kind of one line. We have some linters that run against our metadata or MD files, markdown files. And the linter kind of requires one sentence per line, which sounds terrible when you first start writing it, but you really get used to it really quick. And you start to kind of, at least I start to kind of prefer it. So that's why it looks so funky here, but when you do preview it, it all gets collapsed anyway. And you know, it doesn't really matter unless you do an actual like paragraph break. So anyway, that's why it looks so odd, kind of. Okay, so to create a default cluster, it's a Terraform apply. You'll need to specify cluster name, cluster endpoint. Cluster endpoint should look like this. This will create a cluster based on node data. True. If you want to do something different, use a var or var file. Destroying should be a Terraform destroy. And here's how you get the stuff. Okay, I think that's it. Do we have resources? Are those getting ignored? No, why? I don't think we want those. Yeah, definitely not. Okay. It needs to be in the get ignore, I guess. Oh, maybe did I accidentally like? Let's see. Where were those things? Were they under Terraform? No. Strange. I don't know why. Are those in their provider repo? Yeah, they were. Weird. I don't think we want this. Yeah, definitely not. I think. Okay, I'm gonna blow this away. Because I'm pretty sure we don't want them. I've not seen them in any of our other examples, so you know. Oh, come on. All right. So Terraform log file, readme or patches, main outputs, move diversions in. Yeah, I think that's all we need. Okay. We also, here at Sidero Labs, we use what's called conventional commits. So you may notice across all of our repos that we have these little keywords to start. It can be like a feature, a chore, a fix, docs, a few different things, which is, it makes it actually super duper nice because it allows us to like, we have some like automation built in where when we do a release, we can say, here's the features that have been added and here's the this and that, right? So it's actually super duper nice. But again, takes a little bit to get used to. But you'll see even some of the Kubernetes projects do something kind of similar. Like I know Cluster API has like, they use emojis, which is kind of funny, but it's like, you know, the bug is like the actual bug emoji and stuff, to like kind of separate things categorically like that. Anyway, this PR moves. Provider code as well as fixes. Incompatibility is not the right word. That we're causing the Terraform apply to fail. You guys will also, if you watch me for any amount of time, you'll learn that I use the main branch in a way that I absolutely should not. But I do that. So. All right, so adding a basic example here, and this is almost all the same stuff. I'll probably go through, yeah, what I like to do is I'll create this pull request, and then I'll actually probably go through and say, I'm gonna do a little cross-linking between the two, just so we have it for tracking purposes, on the things we did fix. So comment there. Geez, we fixed something else and now I've already forgotten what it was. That's not good. But I will say in here, move provider setup and versions to F. I guess let me go check what I fixed, what the other thing was. I know I fixed something else. Oh, just the default hosting. Yeah, okay, cool. Almost done here. Cool. So, PR's up. That's cool. And then the way that we work here is like I'll go out to Slack and I will, let's see. I'll go out to the Project Talos Reviews channel. So this is a public channel where it's generally just us here at Sidero Labs, but there's quite a few people in the channel where once you're done with a pull request and you're ready for review, you just pop it in there, and it the team kind of keeps an eye on it, and we'll go take a look. Usually, like Noel or Andre are super duper fast at checking out PRs and doing that kind of thing. So we got that going, which is cool. But the VIP thing is bothering me. I think I'd rather this be... So I'm thinking I'm going to chase this PR with another one to fix the VIP. Or to add the VIP functionality. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that now. Can't hurt, I guess. Okay, so okay, so let's go look and figure out what we want to do. So this is the Talos docs, talos.dev. I'm gonna go look. I know that we have VIP, device VIP config, and yeah, I think here's the device VIP. Yeah, okay. So the way this works is you basically say like you would patch in like for an interface for each 0. I want to use a VIP, and this is the IP I want to use. And if you're all kind of on the same network, it's really easy. You just specify that VIP. This is going to get into the amount of Terraform I don't know that well, which is going to be like, if we have a VIP, then we need to do the patch, and if not, then we don't, and this and that. So we'll have to figure that out a little bit. But that's okay. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to close the provider. I'm going to clean this up later, the basic. And I think there's a place, so what am I trying to say? In the Terraform provider, like, so there's a Terraform registry, and this has like a documentation page that gets generated from something. Oh, that's where that came from. Okay, so we got rid of it in the contrib. Cool, but we do need that. I think that's where the resources came from. That's what Noel's doing. That makes way more sense now. Okay, so those are important, and they're in examples, I guess. Docs. Okay, so we still don't need them in here, I think. They're in this resources. Okay, so actually, we're going to pivot a little bit and we're going to clean up this manifesting, I think, too. Stand up real quick. Sorry. Okay, yeah, let's clean this up a little bit and provide some links to these various examples. Noel and I were actually chatting about that a little bit this morning. I'm now wondering if I should have kept his defaults. I probably should have. Yeah, let's go rip those back in. Jeez. Okay, so in the contrib, basic variables. I don't want to use mine. I want to use Noel's because they were a better example, especially for somebody coming in. I think I missed one. Okay. No, and I grabbed this when I should have. Trying to figure out if I had that. Let's see those variables again in action down here. Yeah, okay, no space there. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna push that on and actually get these looking a little more fully featured, so it's a lot clearer to someone coming in that there are various options you can do, and I think that's good. Okay, so that's there. Cool. Yeah, let's build out these docs, I think, and then yeah, we'll see how long that takes, and then maybe we'll stop there. Oh, good grief. So I'm gonna remove this examples directory completely. And then here. Needs to be a comma. Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop links for all of these from the contrib. And I guess I should probably do them alphabetically. That makes more sense. AWS. What do we have? We have the basic example now. We'll have Equinix Metal, H Cloud, and Vulture. And we'll also have Azure. Same. I know Tim's working on that today and having a fun time, I think. So yeah, we'll see. So there's a default link I can use. So we'll say there's the one for AWS. This will be the one for the basic. And a Vulture. I think that should be it. Let me make sure I got them named correctly. I think it's just Equinix-Metal. Yeah, cool. Okay. I guess I'll say the basic example is also rendered below, and then I'll double check these. Yeah, I better just go copy them again. Okay. So we need variables tf, which I think is probably the exact same. I don't think we mess with that, but I could be wrong. Yeah, other than a new line accidentally getting pasted in, that was it. Can I say versions.tf? And there, that seems like as good a place as any to put it. Oh, I had to tell it it's a Terraform. Main.tf. The only difference there is kind of at the top, I think, and then those 2 bits we fixed. Outputs, yeah, I need outputs. These are the same. I'm not gonna do this again. Let's just verify they're the same, but they should be. Files, patch.json, that's all the same. Templates, patch YAML, all the same. Okay, I think we're gonna call that good. Yeah, okay, so let's drop a PR in here. Oh, I blew away the examples. Okay, good grief. So I put myself in my own trash can. I don't know that. I don't know that we need that get ignore. I guess we don't. Now that we're not doing the basic example in here. I guess it doesn't hurt to leave it. Okay. Call this a chore. Update. What's that thing called? It doesn't sound right. Removes the basic example. Instead includes links to all examples in the contrib repo. Cool. Oh no, don't you tell me that. Noel's now telling me that the templates folder is where I need to be doing this. Arg. Okay. Oh man. Can I use I wonder if I can use like a public link for that. Noel, is there a way to generate these? I guess maybe go generate. Looks like. Fun. Okay. Dang. Bummer. All right. Thought I was done, man. Okay. So I at least want to grab this. I know we want this in the template. So what Noel's telling me in the chat is basically that this doc stuff is actually generated, and it's generated from the templates directory, which is fine. We'll be all right. This remains the same, at least this bit here. And then what I'm also wondering is if I can use like an actual direct link in here. But I think I have to have the other one merged first to have such a direct link. Let's see. I want to see if the make file does what I think it does. Like I'm wondering if generate. I don't see why generate would do that. I don't think. Maybe it is. A file or directory examples. What? Let me trash this for now. Just to see if this does what I think it's going to do. Well, dang. Let me just create a dummy examples directory. But I want to use it. Okay, so we're referencing examples somewhere, I guess. I guess that's where. Okay, great. All right, we're gonna have to do a little work on this, I guess. If as example, where's that come? Okay, well, did my index do what I wanted it to do? It did. That's good, at least. Crud. Let's see what absolute insanity happens when I give it a link. This is probably not going to be a good time, but we'll see. Let me remove the rest of these because it's gonna. See what happens. Yeah, doesn't like that. Boo. Let's see what a TF file is. This is where we need to be. Let's learn about TF plugin docs. Boo. Well, that feels less useful, unfortunately. To dive in for a little while and see if we can figure out how to use an external example, I guess. That's probably what we really want. I'm not sure that's going to be possible. Yeah, we need that too, don't we? I think. Well. Yeah, that's useful. Crap. So, looking back at the repo, the examples though, I blew away all of examples, but was that the right move? I think I wanted the resources. I guess. So if I drop the basic example, but keep the resources, does that get us pretty close? Maybe. Let's try it. So examples are back. But I think I want to drop, I still want to drop basic, I think. Let's see where that gets me. No, whoops. Still had that bit wrong. Yeah, okay. So I think that's what we want, at least for now. I'm thinking I'll put this in. And that'll give us everything but this, like, in everything but this big example here. But we're pointing to that as a link, which I think is fine. Yeah, I think that'll do what we want. I think that's good enough. And if it's not, then someone will tell me in PR. Status. So I'm still deleting the basic example. Yeah, I'm glad you told me that, Noel. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, okay. Still the same commit. Did I PR that already? I don't think I did. I think I saw Noel's message right as I was going to do it. So we got our. So it does update the index, which I think is fine because we generated it. All these are deleted. The basic index is updated. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Cool. All right. So, oh, yeah, I forgot that Noel had done a little GitHub action work in here. I'm gonna say that this needs to be merged just after this one though, especially because we might be approved already anyway. Oh, Tim, yes, we probably can. So what Tim's asking in the review is if we can use YAML patch files because they are hilariously easy compared to the JSON 6902 or whatever it is that we use. And actually, we're kind of mixing and matching anyway, which makes it a little confusing. Because as you can see, like this one is just this like it's like a merge patch. If you've used Customize, you'll know exactly what it is. But it's like a merge patch. And you just say like, I want to override machine install disk to this, and it's a lot easier. So can we do this one? Probably. Yeah, we can test that out real quick. Can't hurt. So if we were wanting to write that, it would just be cluster. That's it. It's super easy. Yeah, I'm almost positive. And then I would just delete this. Rename this to. I'm gonna rename this to something a little more descriptive. And I'm gonna do this as a separate PR. One thing about Sidero Labs as well is we like to do pretty small targeted PRs if we can. So I'll actually probably do this one as a second PR that just kind of works off of this one. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll just say that it depends on that one, and then we'll go from there. Probably do a better job, but that's what we're gonna be. Also can't spell scheduling, I see. And this will be the last thing we do here today, I think. It's been an hour and a half, and you know, getting close to lunchtime. I'm gonna call this one. Oh goodness. Install disk and host name. And then we'll rework these in, I think. So this one will be. I need to do that YAML template, I think. YAML okay. So anywhere we see /file/patch.json, that will now be only one. Okay, why did I even bother searching and replacing them? CP scheduling YAML. And same goes for templates. Templates plural. And that's gonna be, oh goodness, install disk. Cool. Yeah. So that should move both of those to patch. Well, the only one that wasn't was already JSON, but this will be the merge patching for both of these, which is nice. And I guess we need to test it one time. So what I'll do is probably just spin up another quick one. Oh goodness. Be quick about this one. Shouldn't take long. We're just gonna do a single node even, I think. We don't even need a worker to test both of these patches. What's going on? What is happening here? Showing me my own ugly face. What the heck? And so the way it also works here is basically, you put a PR in and you look for a PR review. We require at least one. So Tim has approved this, which means we're ready to roll. And that means that I, as a Sidero Labs employee, can issue a /m, which means our bot comes along and merges it in. You can kind of see that happen here. So that basic example is done, which is cool. You can see it pinging me in Slack too. This one we'll wait on. Then we'll be ready to chase this with this one. Get some things done today. Maybe streaming is helping me. Maybe it's a good thing. Okay, so VM's up. We're 1.49. I'm just gonna go edit this directly. Yeah, I wonder what happens. Let's make sure it works with no workers. What's it doing? There we go. Might as well test some weird stuff too. All right. Do basically the same thing, but update this URL or the endpoint. See if that works. Oh, I need to destroy the old one, I guess. Got some state files laying around. No, drop it. And a new one. All right. So we'll create that. That's fine. Create machine configs, and then it's only applying the control plane, which is exactly what we want. You can see it picking up these two config patches, which look as expected, I think. Let me double check that that's... Yeah, it's got to be. That's how it was written the first time. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let's apply it and see what happens. All right, so that's done. Let's grab our... I want to see the Talos config because I want to make sure the config patch got done properly, but I'm pretty sure it did. So what I'm going to do is try to talk to it. I always try to talk to it first on just a D message to make sure I can connect. So that's all done. And I don't know if folks know this or not, but what you can do is you can read a file and you can read the actual machine config off of the disk or off of the Talos node. That's in system state config.yaml maybe? Yeah, cool. Okay, so what we're looking for is cluster. I'm looking for an allow scheduling. Did I miss it? Nope, there it is. Cool, perfect. And I think that's all we're really worried about. Yeah, there's my install disk that got done. Yeah, then host name's done. Yeah, we're good. Sweet. Perfect. Yeah, status. Remove vbox test tc, and I am going to git restore my variables because I just edited that in place because I'm lazy, and that should be it. I think it's JSON 6902, something like that. It's enough to get the point across. All right, commit that. I'm actually gonna fetch upstream because I merged that one, and then rebase because again, I told you guys earlier, I'm horrendous about using the main branch. Yeah. Okay. So, new pull request. So that's that. Patch.json gets deleted. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all we need, I think. And then again, I'm gonna tag Tim specifically since he's the complainer on this. Okay, and I think that's it. I mean, I think we've been at this for an hour and 45, so you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk if you're if you've been around here the whole time. So thanks for showing up. I think this went well. I think what we might do is I may try to do this more regularly, maybe even tomorrow. We'll see how the day shapes up. But yeah, I think this has been fun. So hope folks liked it. And yeah, shout in Slack or anywhere else that you can find me. And if you need me for something. Thanks.